Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Friday, folks. Friday, Friday, Friday. It's finally Friday. All right, folks, welcome into Flying with Mike, and we have the bus flying today. Airbus 320 to be exact. We're going to head back to the African Union Airbus tour that we started. We'll start in on leg 5, and if time permits, hit leg 6 as well. Today we plan to go from Bole International in Addis Ababa or something to that effect, Ethiopia. And I'm sorry if I caused a national or worst world crisis by not being able to pronounce things correctly. And we're going to head up to Khartoum, up in the Sudan. And then if time permits, we're going to go to a place called, hang on a second, I kind of like the name of this place. Juba, Juba International Airport in Juba, not Cuba, Juba, South Sudan. So, but that's only if we have time. So, but for now, let's set our sights on getting up to Khartoum, shall we? Out of Addis Ababa, Ababa. I don't know how this is pronounced, but it's in Ethiopia. It looks like one of the main cities here. So, but anyway, we're sitting on the line, getting fuel, getting our cargo, getting the people herded onto the plane so we can get out of here on time. So, we're up in the cockpit now, folks, in the office, as they say. Sorry, I got knocked off my schedule there a little bit. Hang on, let me, come on. Oh, I see what's going on. We're starting to have troubles with our good old friend OBS. It's starting to be slow, so hopefully we can get around that. All right, so here we are in the A320. Let's make one change real quick because we are not. Oh, come on! This is not the A320 causing this. It's one of those little quirks with flight factor. I really don't completely understand. Hang on. There we go. Just to get it over to HEPA. Oh. All right. So, but anyway, it is what it is. We work with what we got. All right, so the A320 here in X-Plane12 works just like X-Plane11, except there are a few quirks along the way. And we're not talking about that loose nut behind the stick, although most of the time it is my fault. So, all right, so real quick, bringing up Sim Toolkit here. Hopefully, let's rephrase that and say, hopefully it'll come up real quick. Because I'm here to tell you things do not look like they're moving any faster. All right, so there's Sim Toolkit, folks. And today's flight is the Davi 2 Alpha to David to Uniform November 301 to Ticat Uniform Zulu 980 to MTA and Jerep to the Jera 1 Bravo arrival, runway 36 in our destination. All right, loadout for today, 140 people, folks. We got a full plane. I haven't yet found how to change the EFB like we could in X-Plane11 to the 180 person configuration. It was a download mod, and for some reason I just can't either get that one to work or find one yet for it. So if you know of it, folks, please put it in the chat room, or better yet, join us over in our Discord channel and let us know there, because I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not the only person wanting to find that information out. And I'm just moving one screen here to help me out if I need it. All right. So with 140 aboard, we got 12,360 kilos of payload and zero fuel weight, you can see. Fuel uploaded 8135, and we're going to run on a cost index of 27 at 38,000 feet. Pretty cool flight plan for today, and hopefully we get time to do the second one. We'll see. All right, so let's get in here. Real quick, you see our fuel load. They gave us 1 more kilo. Oh my gosh, our plane is overweight. No, just kidding, folks. One passenger, 136 is all this will load default. You get this modification we did in X-Plane12, and guess what? It works. So to 180. And then cargo, the only thing you lose is, I believe it's this one, which is lights, temperatures, sound, and so forth in the cabin. Real feature on the plane, not necessarily up in the cockpit, but definitely back in the back, because I watched them going to Mesa working that screen, and it was almost identical. All right, so here's our cargo, folks, 1480. Now, that's not what SimBrief loaded us with. That's to compensate for the 4 people missing. And actually, was it, yeah, 4 people and the 600 pounds of cargo, or 600 kilograms of cargo they had. So that compensated us up to the proper Zulu, or zero fuel weight. All right, passengers, there you go, 136. All right, I think we already said that. So what we're going to do is come in here to set, go back to service. Let's go ahead and click there, remove, click there, remove, and if I was fast enough, we could see them disappear. And there you go, one look at the Qatar A320 sitting on the line. Here, let's back out a little, get a little quick look at the high terrain we're in at. We're at 7,100 feet above sea level, folks. So, fun times ahead. Let's get back in here, back up into cockpit, and let's do it, shall we? All right, now, I did not have time to prep this cockpit other than what we've seen. So we're cold and dark, folks, so they say. Maybe, come on. Yeah, we're experiencing troubles already. Okay, so this is going to be a fun day here at Flying with Mike, but we'll get through it, folks. Really, we will. Maybe, there we go. All right, just putting some V numbers down. 127. 133. All right, got him. Just in case I can't keep the program up much longer, because I have a feeling system resources are being used for some strange reason, and I never know why. Because I'm even having troubles with, there we go. All right, so we got the, well, let's just start it, shall we? Okay, parking brake set. Ground spoilers are down, flaps are up. Get the transponder momentarily. Let's make sure the throttles work. Okay. Radar. Let's move over here, down here. Radar is off. Now we do have some functionality here, but I don't know if it'll translate up. Okay, but it is off. PWS is off. Radios will set here in a minute. Okay, moving up to the middle here. Landing gear lever down. We got 3 green. Obviously the plane is powered up. Up to the top. Navigator wipers are set to off. Batteries are on, they're dark, and our external power is on. Cruise supply on, and ground control on. Cruise supply now on, it's dark. Ground control now shows on. Oh, confusing. All right, now I already did, but we'll do it again. A test of all lights. Okay, and they look good there and there. All right, so again, crew supply for the air is on. Ground control, let's test the CVR.
Yes, sir.
Test our calls.
Yes, sir. Yes, Captain. We are waiting for your instruction.
All right, we're ready to go there. All right, so moving on. Fuel's loaded, passengers loaded, and we've removed all but the closed the passenger door. All right, so APU fire check. Good. Bear with me, I want to check. Go. And while we're here, all right, engine fire is all checked. External power is not on yet because we haven't brought the APU on yet. Okay, just waiting for flap open. There it is, and we can start. What? That seems a little loud. Okay. We can watch it spool up. It's halfway through. Okay, you can see the generator pulling up. Come back up here, and we'll get the bleed on. Come off the generator. All right, so nav, 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 on bat. Perfect. Let's make sure it goes out. That basically means they'll work when the only the battery is powering. For instance, we lose the engine generators. The APU is fired up and we can't get the APU generator to connect. Boom. We still have our navigation system. Good to go. All right, so the strobes are set to auto. We'll go with lights 2, and the rest of them are off. No smoking is on. We'll keep the seatbelt switch off. Emergency lighting is armed, and the rest of our lighting is good, as well as we're landing elevation auto. Now we can turn our fuel pumps on up here. Coming back down. Radio 3 works. We're going to go ahead and turn these on, bring this up to aft. Centers, basically. All right, we'll come down to the middle. All right, again, landing gear levers down. However, our anti-skid nose wheel steering switch is on. FMCs are on. And now we'll look at those radios, get them set. First for VATSIM, and then we'll look for any controllers. Don't think we'll have any down here in Africa, but you never know. Oh, one too many. Sorry, folks. And I'm just going to set one.
Bole traffic. Saudi 420 taxiing by the main apron to Alpha, and then crossing 07 left, holding point for 07 right on Alpha.
Good deal. And over here. I could have gone the other way and have been there in half the time. That's what I get. And then over to here, and then we'll put the emergency channel in to monitor. Okay, and at the same time, we'll come down, grab our Addis, or I'm going to leave that switch off, and I'll explain why here. Hang on, this is one of those quirks you have to get used to, that not necessarily everything's going to click the way you want it to. All right. And I'm going to want all above. All right, now why did I reset that? Let me show you. Okay, first off, let's hope oh, I've still got Sim Toolkit up. Sorry, folks. My apologies for that. I've been doing that here again of late. Come on, move down. All right, now I brought this X-Pilot up. I may leave it up for the rest of the flight just to help us out. Okay, now if you look across this row right here, okay, you see the highlighting? Mode C, that's what your controllers want you to be on now at all times, day or night, whether you're asleep, whether you're awake, whether you're in the plane, whether you're not. I'm exaggerating just a bit, but it seems to be that important to them. Flight factor makes it a little challenging. If you notice, it's not highlighted. All right, and they're going to have what I'll call a conniption fit. So it took a long time one day with a controller, one, to calm him down. Life was still going on if it didn't say mode C. However, what it took is, now if you look at this, it says auto, which in most people's mind means on. Granted, now I'm showing standby here, but that does not affect that. It is this switch right here. Look what happens when I actually turn it to on. Remember, auto should mean on. In most parts of the world, auto does bring it on. And his life became copacetic again. All was right. Justice was served. Just because this switch wasn't to on. Whew. We'll get some knickers up in some people's. Alright, so friendly warning, folks. If you're having troubles, you're into Flight Factor A320, check that switch. It really will ease your controller. And believe it or not, after that, I didn't fly on VATSIM for quite a while, because he was a little way over top and needed to learn. This is flight sim. This is not the real world. We're not all here to think we're actually flying. You know, there aren't real people behind me, folks. There really aren't. So, anyway, enough fun at him and enough fun at VATSIM, because I find it all very hilarious. Alright, so we have gotten down to now where we're ready to program the FMC. And this is why I'm flying this aircraft today. The new update for X-Plane12 incorporates just a little bit of what TOLUS does. And if y'all are familiar with the TOLUS A319, you know what I'm about to say. They're beginning to show signs of bringing it to Flight Factor. By that I mean the working group at Flight Factor. And I want to say, great job so far. I know it's going to take, I don't know what it took to get TOLUS to where they are today, but, you know, hey, it's a great step. All right. So we all know this is the normal page, okay? Come down to here, click Init. Now, do not rush here, folks, okay? Don't just start going in, put a from, a to, and then go on. No. Take a beat, take a breath, click Init Request. Oh, look at that. It filled it in for you. Ain't that special? Just simply special. So yeah, it is. They've gotten it to here and into the F-plan page, but they haven't fully brought it to the equality, if you will, of TOLUS with the performance half. And they're getting there, though, folks. So I'm not poking fun at them or anything. This is awesome. They are getting close. I don't know how much longer it will take. I don't know what's involved, but I'm glad to see this. So let's do the line on ref. Return, and let's get our wins updated. Request. Next phase, request. Next phase, request. Return. All right, so now we're back here. 2 lines of logic here. Now, I know there's an acronym, and you real bus drivers out there know it. I don't. I'm sorry, folks. I really don't. But from here, you could do your init B page. Still the same flight factor A320 here. It doesn't incorporate this part yet. Wait request. Now, I always check this. How do I check it? I come right over here. I have to zoom in a little, reposition a little, get my perf data page up. 52.7. 52.7. Hey, that's a good start. 29.6. Boom. 8.1. Boom. We're good. Do the other checks here, folks. Make sure you got enough fuel to your reserves and so far. And our IRS just aligned. Okay. Now, the flight factor checklist I run from is a little different than how TOLUS does it, a little different than this. I like to go to the F-plan page next. Okay, let me bounce down to here and go 1. All right. Now, there's a couple ways you can have this load in, folks. You can have it load in with SID stars and all of that put in. That, for those of you that like it as real as it can get, like that controller many, many months ago, you would be flying it wrong. When you would do this in the plane, you would get your flight plan loaded. However, it would be minus SID stars and runways. Why? Well, folks, these flight plans may be might be set into the system 2, 3, 4 hours before you took off. Folks, a lot can happen, especially in wintertime in 2 to 3 hours. Talk to them down in the south right now, the U.S., going through that ice storm. Yeah. All right. So, right now, we are looking at, they actually dispatched us on 7 right. Changed it to 7 left. I believe it is. Let me double check. Yeah, 7 left. And we're going to do the Davi 2 Alpha departure, I believe is what it's called. About the Davi 3 Alpha. Davi 3 Alpha. All it is, folks, set up for what runway you're on. The heck is Davi 4? Must be the other way. So, alright, and that set it up. Insert. And looky here. Let's switch into plan. Bring that up. And let's step through it, shall we? Okay, and I am going to check something out here. Let's see if I can bring charts in at the same time. Perfect. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright. So, here's our departure right here, folks. So we're going to come off on the 3 Alpha, hook to AB 01, AB I'm sorry, AB 801, AB 802. Okay, and then follow it on. It centers, folks. Oh, what am I doing? Hang on, folks. Let me go back. There we go. Hitting the wrong switch. AB 802. Up to Bole. Here, all the way up to here. Out to Davit. And while we're here, real quick, folks, maximum speed 215 until 1A or 801. Cross Addis, what? Okay, we got to be above 13,000. I'm not sure about this cross point, what they're talking about. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Interesting. So where we turn at, we got to be above 10,500. 215 still to avoid a restricted area. Okay, so we're turning tight, that's why. Alright, so Bole, and then Davit. There we go. Alright, now pull charts out. Melvin, Leroy are just suggestions. This is not driving on Interstate 80 there, Melvin. Welcome in, Melvin Leroy. Glad to have you aboard. And I cannot type today, folks. Yeah, I really cannot type. And the delay in the computer is not helping things. Alright, it's not helping at all. I hate when OBS does this to me. It really makes things rough. Anyway, so we're at Davit, and we're just going to follow it on, folks, making sure nothing goes out of whack. Now we have an F discontinuity because we're at the arrival end. HSSK. Alright, let me bring that up. Alright, we're taking it inbound on the Jarrett 1 Bravo to runway 36. Big Borg. Let's see if I can clear that. Hey, look at that. Alright, and then right on in. So there's no discontinuities, folks. We're good to go. So he says. Alright, so back to F-plan. Alright, so that takes care of the F-plan. Let's do the radio navigation. Everything looks good there. To the perf page. This is where TOLUS outdoes them, but again, it's an A319 or an A321 where they can get you the information you need on this page. I, on the other hand, can use, if you do an exclamation mark and the word perf, it'll put you on a site that you can fill in all the parameters, takes a little bit, and punch it up. It's pretty accurate, although, again, more suited for flight simming on Flight Sim and on Microsoft instead of X-Plane. Although the numbers do get very close. I, on the other hand, will use TopCat. And where is TopCat hiding? There it is. Alright, so we've got our loadout here. That is not correct. Hang on a second, folks. I thought I had the right numbers in there. Gotta love live streaming. 53604. almost like if I drop 0. Awesome. Hey, Matt 1997, don't worry that you missed yesterday's stream, especially if you're in a real world plane. That is awesome, dude. I hope you did good on your solo cross country. And glad to hear you're going after that privates. 54. Well, that's gonna... let's see. Oh, that's Y230. That'll help. But that's fuel. Why am I not getting this even in the ballpark? Oh well. You know what? We'll still go with it. What the heck? Because that's just the way it is here on Flying with Mike. Let me update the weather, and we are 080 at 14. Which means the runway 7 left departure sounds awesome. Dry runway. All right, folks. 10,741 feet. That is not what mine says. It says 12,000. Did I take an intersection and not know it? Oh, interesting. Okay, well, we have 10,000 feet of runway, 72 on the heading. Something tells me we have a shortened runway. Elevation, though, that's what we want to look at, 7,600 feet above sea level. So, at 19 degrees, folks, that means our density altitude is really up there as well. We have to be careful. Let's see if it'll let us even get numbers. I just happen to have them if I don't. Alright, so it's giving them to us. 128, 135, 140. Close to what I have on another program. Alright. So that's what we'll put in here. V1, 128. V rotate, 135. It's amazing how they're off by that much. 140. Alright, now, flaps. I'm gonna go 2. And here's where it gets tricky. They're saying down 4. Let's try it. 2 slash down 0.4. I'm almost tempted now to go through all those pages, and I am going to do a toga takeoff. We're not going to flex it. We're just going to toga, take off, and go around position. And there you go, folks. The McDo is loaded. All right, all we got left is right here in the middle. Okay, so our speed is set. And our heading is set, however, the fun one is not. And I may have to go up to do this. Go. And then we just run it up. 37,000. Oh wait, 38 I think is what we're at. Going off yesterday's, yeah, 38. Okay, cost index 27. Alright, so that's all set. Q and H. Otherwise known as the barometric pressure here is 1027. Now that we can maybe do easily. $10.27 and 1027. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go with, oh, not airport. And over here, same, and let's see if we can't. Okay. Just for some reason, their click spots are off. Oh, you can see how hard it makes it. Some are pretty close, some aren't. Oop. Look at that one, how far off that one is. Wow. And we set those just in case we have to come back. I hope not. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for departure. As soon as I get rid of Top Cat, I did it again. Sorry, folks. All right, let you see what we set up. My apologies for that again. All right. And I am going to go ahead now and close the door. Baggage. And that closes our door. And then we'll go to supply because I'm going to pull that off. We're going to leave the chocks on till we're ready to push. Last thing I need to do, and I'm going to get it started now. It takes a couple seconds for it to load up. Okay, I'm just waiting on it to load. In the meantime, I'll be getting better pushback out here in a moment. As soon as we get... Alright, here we go. It's gonna be fun. Everything is not responding. Oh, folks. Flight simming and streamings, or streaming and flight sim can sometimes not play well together. And today is one of those days. But we're going to try and still continue to work around it. May have to take a nap in between each step we do. Oh boy. Come on, get to the A320s. Millennium Aviation is who we're flying with. They're the ones behind the tour that we have. Great tour. Show how to get the shartlets. Okay, give me a second here. I'm just waiting on it to catch up. Come on, this thing is, because of whatever is bogging the system down here, folks. It's taken forever to scroll through a very simple scroll that I could usually be on my airplane in a heartbeat. But, oh, whatever it is killing us is killing us. I may just say the heck with it and pick one. some reason I did not think Qatar was this far down the list, but I guess it is. Okay, we're past one step. Let me see if getting rid of this program will rid us of these slow times. Oh no, don't tell me I gotta do them again. Oh. I was stupid. Yes, now I'm going to just choose one. Alright, bear with me a second. How many can I put in? Good. Okay, come on, put the 0 in. Alright, now all I gotta do is put the route in. Ooh, doggy. And something is really not playing good with the system today. Alright, after all of that, folks, we finally have it running. Let me check stats here and just see how horrible things are. Alright, let's see if that helps any. Alright, folks. Ooh, okay. Matt wanted to see how we do the sharklets. Alright, so what you do, folks, come into settings. I gotta remember, here they are. Turn this switch over. Over here is where you set up your sim brief if you want to have it come in. If you want it to skip procedures, you turn that switch on. All from your settings. Here's your lighting. This normally goes away, folks. Now, that's probably why I can't find out how to get this to 180 people. Because it's an EFB mod. You lose this page usually. So I'm going to bet you're going to lose some of those settings too. And I kind of like the init, so I'll go with the 2-class Airbus. All right. But again, go to settings. You'll see sharklets right there. And a few other things. Synchronizing of the EFA Sparrow turbulent head shake. I haven't seen that one yet. I don't think I want to see that one. Icing effects, haven't seen that one either yet. Again, we did that with Tolus. Whew, that was a rough one. 2 crashes. One on stream, one after stream that I thought, just fly it again. It's only an hour and a half. And it ended in a crash too. Not sure what those switches are for, and I don't think I'm going to play with them on stream. Alright, so folks, that puts us in a position where we're ready to push back. So let me get better pushback coming.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Please take me to Khartoum. I don't think you'll go there, but you know, hey, we'll ask. Actually, I'm going to stop. Which way do I want to turn? Okay, we're going 7, so I want to face to the left. Okay.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright, so while he's driving up, a couple things we need to be doing. Beacons on. APU's on and ready to go. And kind of waiting to see him come out of the building. There he is. Out of the building he comes. Alright. Go back to service. Chocks away.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Alright, folks. Let's see here. Chocks are removed. Get out of that screen. For some reason, when I'm in a screen, it won't let me move around. Alright. Okay, we are ready to push back. So, break off.
Tow connected and bike casted and service. Release parking
I
brake.
thought he said release.
Starting system. And you may start engine.
Oops. What I get for not listening. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Pull the jetway away. Oh well, the airplane didn't get hurt. But if I complain, why aren't they working at the next place? Well, that probably might be part of it. Alright, we're going to let it push us a little bit, and then we'll start them up. The only bad thing so far I have seen, and maybe I figured it out. I did. Okay, yeah, it's just finding the click spot. I couldn't get the chronos to work. Now I can. So let's go ahead, start them up. Come on, play nice here, checklist. Well, I know what to do, so. Alright, so engine mode selector to start. Start number 2. We're going to see a gray box here. That's actually pretty important to see, folks, because what happens is when that turns, goes back to the color you see this side, we're going to be looking for a veil up here. Okay, so let's say you get something's going on in the cockpit, and you and the first officer are working it out, and you miss a veil. Something's going on with the engine start. Well, am I good to start number 1? Avail means that. Well, if you look up here, you're spooled up, nothing's moving, and that gray box isn't there, you're good to go. Okay, just went on the generator. See, the gray box is gone. Avail.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start up number 1. And I'm not sure what this air engine 2 HP valve fault is. But it does seem to go away.
Hose disconnected. A bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, one of you's distracted now by him. There's my pens. Look at that, and we're still building. I think I'm going to see a veil right now. There it is, so we're good there. Now for him, what I'll do, just flash the lights. All right. For now, let's go ahead and turn off the start. Turn the bleed off. And now we're cleared. I don't get it. I don't know what that is. I'd sure love to, and we'll turn the APU off. Packs are on. We're on high flow 1. We're a full airplane 2. We're high altitude. So that's why. Okay, final things we have left to do. Runway lights, taxi lights, we'll get those. We'll get the brake fan running now. Auto brakes, let's set those to max. Weather radar 2 is coming on. You can pick 1 or 2. However, the multi-TOLUS, these switches work, as do these, but I don't know if we really have a working weather radar yet. Could be wrong. Spoilers, arm, you want to see the white band. Flaps, tube. And we're ready to taxi. Last thing I like to do in stand is set my trim, which was down 4. Okay, see if it works the same way here as it does in TOLUS. Let's do it this way, it's easier. We use the equipment we have. Oh, went to one too many. Alright, put that back. Now, the other thing we can do, we'll go ahead and do. I'm not liking how things seem to be so slow. Okay.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
All right, and now, okay, signs. We don't have the seatbelt signs on yet. We will. Takeoff config. Now, you see, let me pull this up. Cabin, check. Okay, what we got to do there, folks, this one took me a little bit to remember how to do last time. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come over here to the EFB. See if I can't. Well, okay, so we're going to come here to the FAP, and then I'm going to kind of zoom down. You see you have screen off, cabin ready, cabin status. All you got to do is click cabin ready. We come back. And see, it's taking care of all that's left is us to do the test. Everything's green. We're good. Let's go. All the way to the end, folks, we go. All right, so there you go, folks. That's how you start up and get the plane rolling. Usually I can get it going a lot faster. We ran into some hiccups because it has been a little bit of time since using it, and plus we're running slow with OBS. Or something interfering. Who knows? So, hope y'all are having a great week and ready for the weekend, because folks, the weekend is here. And I will say it, whether you like it or not. Some people don't like the weekend. All right, this is one of those intersections we had on Top Cat we could use for takeoff. We're going to go full length, I think. Not sure if that taxiway connects down there. It does not look like it. Overshot. Sorry, folks. All right, so we're going to be doing a back taxi. How about that? That is wild, because my chart does definitely show taxiway. Well, hang on, folks. I just realized something. Let me scan the skies here. We first do it on Sim Toolkit, or SimAware. Okay, I am the only one here. Okay. I just realized we did have people playing here earlier. traffic, Qatar 572, back taxi, runway 7 left. There's corrections, yeah, correct, that is correct, 7 left. And that's my bad, folks. I usually don't like talking that much on the radio. Alright, let's get all our lights on.
Yes, sir.
Take your seats. Gotta love me as a captain. No weather available here. That's great. Kind of does look kind of like, not like it's built. Then again, I didn't look at when the last update came. Okay, final checks here, folks. Takeoff config check, cabin's ready, and we're just about ready to go ourselves. Let's get ready to turn around. Again, this is where I think X-Plane overdoes the reported sloping. I mean, it's really bad. I haven't looked with the new update how Anchorage looks, but I'm here to tell you it was horrible up there. They know about it. They're going to work on it, so they say. All right, so we're set to go. Rick, where are we? Okay. Okay. Chrono on. As soon as we're stable, Toga. Knots.
V1, V2.
I didn't set those, folks. Sorry. V2. Rotating. You're up. Not bad on the scenery.
Gear up.
We're gonna go with the autopilot. Okay, autopilot's on. Packs are on. Throttles will go to right now. Okay. Really? There we go. Alright, lights off. How about that for quickness? Our turn should be coming here in a moment. Oh yeah. Why are you beeping at me into an open climb? Alright, so 215 until ABB01. Well, we're going to release it here as soon as we get around the curve. Okay, and now we're direct ABB. And I'm releasing it. Probably will try to hold on to it a little longer, but we're back in a managed climb. We're at our TA. And we're now standard. Now we should get released to full climb speed. So we're getting ready to come over the F field. All right, folks, we're on our way. There we go off of AB1. We're starting our speed up, and we're fully climbing for 38,000. Folks, I hope you enjoyed that departure. Let's look at the airfield as we come over it. And heading on. Yeah, that taxiway isn't out there to the end of the runway. Wow. Oh, well. Well, we made it out of there safely, so hope you all enjoy the ride. Look forward to you. And if, like I say, we have time at the end, we are going to attempt to go to Jebu. I think it's Jebu. Stand by. We'll do the next leg as well, and I don't have it right in front of me for some reason. I thought I did. Must have accidentally got rid of it. So folks, enjoy the climb out. We're headed to flight level 380. There we are, high above the approach. As we head up to Khartoum, Sudan. All right, folks. Welcome in, and I do want to say something, and I have been remiss all stream. T-Ron WP followed us before we even went online, about an hour, roughly an hour before we even went live. So I want to welcome him aboard. Hope you enjoy here, and folks, hope you all know we do have a oh, come on now, computer, play nice. There we go. A YouTube channel, and hang on. Yeah, I think that is right. My mind. Sometimes I don't trust my mind, and this time it was right. Ooh. Check us out there, folks. All the flights we do, be it the good, the bad, the ugly, be it in Caravan 208s, 747-200s, minus one video that did not get up there right now. Last night I was trying to put together a special YouTube video for the 747-200 Fearless, and I was having problems left and right, folks. So finally succumbed to it and said, done, uncle, out of here, and talked to Fearless about it and found out it was a very, very stupid error on my part. I fired up. When you're in X-Plane12 with these aircraft from X-Plane11 that have become available for 12, always make sure you're using the X-Plane12 version. I wasn't, hence why it wasn't doing. Most of the time it will tell you this is not the right airplane. Not on the Fearless 747. So, we spent a better part of an hour troubleshooting this thing, hence why we killed it and killed the video. We'll do it another time, folks. It just, last night was perfect, would have been the perfect flight for the time slot that I had to do it in, until yours truly, that loose nut behind the wheel, screwed the pooch. So, yeah, always make sure you're in the X-Plane12 version. And the easiest way to tell if you're in the X-Plane12. Now, Zebo, it's a little tougher because it comes with some preset liveries. If they have pre-liveries in them, they're going to show. But anything you add usually shows up like a Cessna or some weird-looking highlighted Cessna. That's a good sign. Mine was actually showing up with the plane I'm gonna fly, and that should have been the big clue to me that you're in the wrong sim. You're in the wrong version of this airplane. And I wish we could get away from having to have both versions in there for it to work. Hopefully that'll come when we come out of beta. Even though I'm sure Austin's yelling at me, "We're out of beta already, get over it." I don't know if he is or not, folks, but to me, we're still in beta because we're still pumping out updates to fix things and all that are still not 100% copacetic. For instance, Anchorage, Skagway, Alaska. But we're getting closer, folks. But just make sure you're in the right version for the sim you're in. So if you're in X-Plane12, make sure the airplane says X-Plane12, XP12, whatever. So, and then you won't be like me. So we are just about to Labla on the departure here, folks. The Davi 2 or 3 Alpha, that is. and then we'll be on our way, folks. Make sure I did this. I did. Looks like we got about 56 minutes to our arrival up there. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in charts. Folks, this is a payware product. Now, why I highly recommend it? Very simple. If you fly anywhere outside of the United States and territories, for instance, if you fly San Juan, you're cool. St. Croix, you're cool. Hawaii, Guam, and a couple of others, you're cool. But if you want to fly Africa, you're not. You're going to have to find the charts somewhere for where you're going to understand which departure, which arrival, which ILS, which transition applies to you. You don't get that from Sim Toolkit or Sim Brief, Sim Toolkit, Volanta. None of those will give that to you. I say you could do that with the US because SkyVector is out there, and that's a free product. That's a free site. Just go to it, folks. SkyVector. And it'll bring up the charts. Now, it will not necessarily bring up the military bases. So, however, this program will. And it brings up the Jepson version. Now, if you're a pilot out there who does instrument flying and all, you know the name Jepson. It's a well-known name out there, well-regarded charts, very informative charts. Now, the FAA has a couple things maybe on their charts that JEP doesn't, and probably because JEP deemed them not as important as the FAA does in their pubs. So, but these JEPs, folks, are, I mean, really informative. Tell you more, probably more information than you truly need. But it's good to have. Okay, you can see we're crossing Labla right now. Davit is next, and then we're on our couple of airways to Jerep. Okay, at Jerep, we enter the Jerep 1 Bravo arrival. Jera 1 Bravo. By the way, all of this is loaded in the McDo. Okay, so from Jereb, we're going to cross at or above 10,000 feet. Okay, now we're landing runway 36, so we're going to be going this way. Makes a lot of sense. 4,000 at the Borg. We are the Borg. I really wish I could remember the whole line. Sorry, folks, can't glue that perfectly. Doggone it. Anyway, so we're going to come in at or above 10,000 at Jereb. At Borg, going to be no faster than 250, which means we can be slower, and at or above 4,000. That's it, folks. That's how simple the arrival is. Now, we're coming into an airport 1,271 feet above sea level. Cool. We're a little lower. Weather, we'll see how that turns out. We're not doing so well so far. We'll see if it changes here. So after Borg, let me bring it up so you all can see how you do this. I click right here, go to approach APP. Folks, this is just like the version prior to it, just a little fancier looking, I guess is the term they want us to see in it. I kind of like the old way, but that's probably because I got set in my ways with it. All right, so from Borg, we're going to head to distance 10.5. There, we need to be at or above 3,000 feet. However, at distance 5, you can see we start down the glide slope. Okay? Now, on this chart, you're going to get Khartoum approach. Interesting. No Addis. Did anyone catch that? Interesting. Khartoum Tower. Round. Not sure why. But again, it's the ILS localizer for 3.6. So the ILS, again, an Airbus and Zibo, and most of your newer Boeings, you don't have to set. Take that back. Zibo, you do. Actually, this never mind. Disregard what I said. Airbus, you don't. 109.7. We'll double check it here in a second. And the final approach course 357. Okay. Mandatory that at distance 5.5 from KIN, K-I-N, localizer, we be at 3,000 feet. Mandatory, folks. So it don't matter what we're doing, we got to be at 3. The decision altitude for our ILS is 1,460 feet MSL. That's mean sea level, above sea level. Above the ground, in the parentheses, is 200. We'll show how you delineate that in the McDo as we get closer. Missed approach looks pretty simple. Climb to 4,000 runway heading for vectors, and then they'll take you however they want. Transition altitude 7,000 feet, and that's it. Vectoring is required, if they say so. Again, coming into distance 10.5 at 3,000, 5.5 mandatory, 3,000 feet, and with the treasure chest X here, you're on glide slope. Okay, we're going to have a high ALS. Pappies should be on the left. Missed approach. And then our minimums. Again, 1460 MDA, MDA, which we'll show in the McDo here. DA is 200. Again, we'll explain these in a minute. RVR 55 or 550 meters. If you're not going to use your flight director and you're not going to be on the autopilot or the HUD, then it goes up to 750. Why would you not? No. Anyway, so there you go, folks. That's our approach. Now, get rid of charts. Okay, let's bring in Top Cat. Okay. Now, we left off on takeoff. Well, there's a feature on here, landing. Again, first thing I always do is update it. So they're saying, actually, hang on, let me do that again. You don't get to see the page intervening here, 360 as of 18Z. This looks like about 47 minutes ago. So winds 360 at 10, KVOC 25 degrees, 10:15. Okay, that's pretty good, folks. Manual. I always stick it to there and medium. How long is our runway? Yeah, let's go medium. I stick it to auto land just to make sure I get all the numbers out of it, even though I'm gonna probably hand fly it in. Okay, we're in cruise. Hang on a second, folks. Okay. Just wanted to get the seatbelt sign off. All right. We're not going to need anti-ice. All right, so complete. VREF. Oh, wait a minute. Is that our intended landing speed or proposed? 58, 160. Just putting in what we're proposing. Okay. Full flaps, packs on, anti-ice off. Yes, it says auto land, probably not. Medium brakes, looking at 128 VREF, 133 for the approach. And landing distance, probably about 3,800 feet down the runway. So, out of a 9,000, almost 10,000 foot run. All right, so that takes care of the speeds, takes care of the charts. What we'll be doing here in a few minutes, let's see, to be exact, 200-ish miles, we'll begin setting up the McDo for arrival. For now, enjoy the music. Awesome, getting the updates. Yeah, I forgot which version I'm running here. I know I've got it written down somewhere, but it's the latest and greatest. It's not bad, folks. Again, with the latest and greatest update, using the updater, you get that feature. When you first brought it, well, when I first got it, when it became available for X-Plane12, you weren't able to do the FMS init, or whatever it says, init request, whatever that words were. Now you can. Hopefully with later updates, we're going to be able to get the performance, maybe even get it to where it loads what the people are and the bags. Who knows? But yeah, it's a great plane if you like the sharklets. And folks, there are a lot of versions of this with those sharklets. What are sharklets? Instead of the funky Airbus winglet out here, drop this bottom one, run this up like a 737. So when they get into turbulence, you know, you think, oh my God, it's going to stab the airplane. From all that wing flex. So but yeah, it's you know, I enjoy this plane, folks. It is really, they're really easy to fly. They're not complicated. Last night I was trying to figure this out with Hawker 125, and he watched me going through the checks on that plane. He goes, it's way too complicated. It's just way too complicated. And you know, like the MD-11's not complicated. All I kept hearing is I can't get the engines to start. I can't get the trim to set. So I don't even have the MD-11. I do like the 747-200. We are going to get it back in the rotation here more. Because I need to start really getting ready. If I am thinking about throwing my hat in for crossing the pond this April 1st, that'll be one really good plane. Airbus 330 would be another good plane. I think I have another one that would be a good, oh, the 767. All three would be phenomenal planes to do that. Technically, depending on direction of flight, the Airbus 319, 320 are good choices, as well as the 737-800. So, but if you're coming west, folks, on across the pond, fuel could become an issue real quick on those latter aircraft. So, hence why they don't do it very often, but on light traveled routes, they can save money on it. So enjoy the music, folks. We're going to just sit on the side, watch the chat room. And folks, hey, chat away. Questions, comments, anything you have in mind. We had yesterday a request, and I am going to see about how to get this accomplished. Phoenix to Uniform Tango 25. Monument Valley is what that is. We're going to see. It's a 4,000-foot strip out there. So, just deciding which airplane. And it would be GA, folks. maybe, wait, maybe the DC-3. Like I said, lot to choose from. Definitely not going to be a Piper Cub, though, folks. Way too far. And way too far at that slow of a speed. Although Melvin Leroy might enjoy that flight. I may have to head over to his channel here in the next day or two and suggest that route to him in a Piper Cub or the Stenson. Because I won't do it. All right, let's see here. We are making a turn. We're at David. Let's make sure I didn't screw up and leave something on. No, I did not. Good. We are the Borg. All right, folks, we are on our way. All right, folks, and the verse of the day just came up. Really good verse of the day that group puts out. God looks down from heaven on the children of man to see if there are any understand who seek after him. Psalm 53:2. Really good. I mean, really, folks, when you look at that, it makes you wonder and ask a question. Again, God looks down from heaven on the children of man to see if there are any who understand, seek after God. So my question to you, are you seeking God? Or maybe better put, are you a God seeker? God really doesn't find many, especially today, who actually seek after him. But you know what? He still continues to look for that relationships that he once had with Adam and Eve before the sin that came and destroyed that relationship. God continues searching and will continue looking for those who seek him. You know, if you look in the Old Testament, folks, we see this, as he had definitely found some who were God seekers. Take, for instance, Abram. Now, we know his name more familiar to us as Abraham. We also know probably one of the more famous seekers who also was a big follower of God, King David. But you know, if we switch the pages to the New Testament, 12 disciples in the New Testament were also, maybe not at first openly, you know, if we read through their testament and testimonies, they may not admit to seeking for God, but you know what? They truly were, because they were seeking Messiah. And God came to them, and ultimately to you and I the same way, in the form of Jesus. So God wants to walk with us, wants us to have hearts that yearn for his presence in our lives. We have to let God, you know, take over our lives and live by his standards, so that we yearn for his help when calamity strikes. And ultimately, I hate to say this to you folks, you know, it's a cute, coy line, but sometimes it takes you being the co-pilot instead of relegating that to God or Jesus. God's my co-pilot. You ever heard that line? Well, I heard it a lot as a truck driver. Maybe it's time to relegate God or Jesus being the pilot, and you sit over in the shotgun seat. Let God lead and you follow as you seek after God. Just some words to think about, folks, as that came to me reading that verse from 53:2 from the Psalms. I hope it helps. God bless, and I hope you all have a great weekend and start seeking after God. Okay, folks, we have 154 miles. Let's call it even 80, and we'll start programming, because Airbus requires us to throw in the barometric or the altimeter, the temperature, the winds, as it formulates our numbers for the arrival. So we're going to do that here momentarily. We got a gist of it when we did the arrival brief, and we'll formalize it as we get in closer. So folks, now would be a great time if you're out there and want to set a prediction for what you think the landing will be like. No, you can't put in it's going to be crappy or whatever, but you sure can put that number in. Just like I did, exclamation mark the word predict, the negative number, and you're in to see, you know, just a gentleman's game here to see who's the closest to what I actually touched down at. So we'll just continue on, folks. We're here in the chat room. We're online on the Discord channel. Love to hear from you. Love to meet and greet you. Find out where you're from. If you're in the States, whereabouts. especially throughout the world. We've got a lot of people because the time we fly, we're picking up the people in Europe, any in Africa, down into South America. So we got a whole broad spectrum out there. And, there's even a couple I've had on here at this hour of the day from Indonesia. So, love to hear where you're from, folks. Love to meet you. Love for you to, pick up like Matt 1997 is. My goal, I'm not going to say I inspired him to, but I would love to hear if you are an aspiring pilot, private pilot, instrument, commercial, be it simulator, or more importantly, the real world. Because, folks, we need a lot of pilots right now. Pilot shortage is in there. They would take me. I'd be out there in a heartbeat. So yeah, congrats to you, Matt, on your solo cross country. That is awesome. And look forward to hearing your continuations and your eventual being certified, not certifiable, certified private pilot. And also, we have another person out there, bad attitude, going through school to be a dispatcher in the airline world. Hope all is going well with him, too. But, folks, that's what I like to think we do here, is try to, show off flying like this. But then my true mission is I hope to pull you out of armchair flying, watching, to, okay, granted, if you want to say it's a, to buy, go right ahead. But to get in the flight simulators that are out there, I don't care if it's Must-Fuss prepared, FSX, heck, if you even go back to Century of Flight, as well as the two X-planes that are out there, 11 and 12. Just get up, get doing it, folks. You're going to find one. You relax. Once you get the hang of them, folks, they're a piece of cake. You can auto land like some, or do it yourself and get the feeling of accomplishment being able to do it. So, but that's what I hope to do here, folks, is to hope to move you in the steps towards, on the computer at the minimum, flying the sims instead of just watching it, eating popcorn and wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Folks, this is sim. X-Plane, $60, folks. Granted, it's a mere fortune for Must-Fuss, but anyway, $60 you're in X-Plane, and I'm sure you can find the others out there for a lot cheaper. By that being prepared, FSX, a Century of Flight, and a Century of Flight goes way back, folks. Hence the name, a Century. So, and I believe there are copies out there. Whether the computer systems of today can handle them, not mean they can handle them, but will they run them is the big thing. So enjoy the ride, folks. Like I said, landing elevation's auto, so we're perfect there, and temperatures look good in the plane. You can do a quick system check this way, or just click right here. It opens up, and you just click. You hold all. It used to take you right through them all, but you just click it. Make sure everything looks green and is good. Of course, fuel is going to be wonky because, well, that's just the way fuel is. We're out of balance right now. Let's see if we can get it in balance real quick. You know what? Let's do it. Oop, wrong button. Okay. To do this, folks, all you do is click the transfer valve here. You see how it now is in line with the fuel pipe. Okay. That in alone does not balance your tanks. You're going to have to shut these tanks off to allow this set of tanks over here to fuel both engines to get us down. Okay, so to do that, we just come down here on the overhead, turn them off. And it's going to take a little bit. We're at 2130 and we got to get down to 1960. So it's going to take a few minutes. Shouldn't take more than 5 minutes, but it could. So we'll continue on. Next. APU should be off. All right, now here again is the condition. Now if we wanted to warm or cool, let's go ahead and cool the cockpit area. See, all you got to do is move these to either warm or cool the sections. I'm actually going to bring it down maybe a couple more degrees. There we go. That's good. All right, and everything else looks good. So we'll click all again. Doors look good. However, we want to make sure this number is green. That's the air tank in the cockpit, folks, not the generators for the people to breathe on, for the pilots to breathe on if we have to do an emergency descent. Wheels covers are closed, brakes are good. And then finally our flight controls. Go back up here to fuel. See, it's only down 1,000. So we'll give it a second here. It'll catch up to us. The other one we need to check is our status, and it's normal. Perform our recall. Go back to fuel. All right. We're just waiting, folks. All right, we're starting to get close. And I bet you'll never guess what we have to do to shut things back to normal. Just do it in reverse. So we'll turn the pumps on first to the left side, and then we'll turn the transfer valve off. Cross feed is actually what it's called. Almost there. 50 to go. All right, 350 at 7 kVOC. Okay, that's beautiful weather for us. Hey, we're only 30 away now. See, 5 minutes is what I've heard it should take at the most. And, you know, sometimes in the flight factor, it sometimes really drags. Now, Tolus, it's a little speed demon. That sucker will beat it easily in 5 minutes. Okay, there's 60. So again, just turn the pumps on. See how they've resumed service. Then all we got to do, kill the crossfeed. And now it's closed. So now the left side takes care of engine 1, the left engine. The right side has number 2, the right side. And there you go, folks. You've just done a system check. And let's put everything back where it belongs. Then, there we go. And you can control these ECAM brightnesses right here. And then over here, you can control how bright these are, especially at night. Okay, we're at that point where we can enter our destination data. Got a little long on that, folks. All right, so what I'm going to do is pull this up. I'm going to go next phase, next phase. All right. So we just had it come up. Let me scroll. All right, it's too far, I think. Okay, so KVOC or 10:15 for the QNH. Air temperature 23 by the METAR. And the wind's 350, 350, diagonal 7. Okay. Alright, so I want to bring up charts one more time. And what I want to look at is right up here, the decision altitude and height. DA actually means your distance above sea level. So 1,460 feet. Now, it's going to get a little confusing, so kind of bear with me here. Again, we're talking above sea level. Our airport is 1,271 feet above sea level. 1,460 is 200 feet higher, meaning ground level is 1,271 feet. So we actually, the runway touchdown is 260. Get it? So what we can do, your mean sea level decision altitude or your decision height AGL. Either one, it'll say minimums at the same altitude. Okay, so I'll put in 1,460. And folks, we're ready to go. We got a landing speed of 129, 134 for approach. Sounds good to me. And we are now closing in on top of descent. This hockey stick right here, folks, is the top of descent. That's where the computer marked it at. Okay. It's wherever we actually start, but that's where the projected top of descent is. coffee is good to the last drop. Alright, so ILS NAVRAD. Remember, we are shooting an ILS this time. Yesterday it was an RNAV. So, RADNAV. Real quick. Oop, wrong one. Okay, the localizer is KIN 109.7. That is correct. Front course. Front 357. So this is correct. Now, we'll activate the approach when we take over speed control. Once we have control of the speed, anytime thereafter we can activate. Okay, now 10 miles out. Alright, so we just need to look at our star. At or above 10,000, at or above 4,000. I'm going to set it for 3,000. We are the Borg. Okay. I'll probably be much slower at that point. Okay, perf. Again, this is our landing data. Alright. Currently 4 miles out. We are going to start managed, dot in, see how it does. You do not have to move the throttles in a managed descent. Now that sounds counterintuitive. It's all auto thrust at this point. So you'd watch the throttles moving ever so much on their own, like you would a Boeing. But they stay there, and it's all done engine electronic control systems. Electronic engine control systems. It's magic. Magic. Alright, and there you go, folks. We are starting down. And now the computer will take us down to 3,000 feet along the projected lines that are in the McDo, based off the star, and other criterion. Now, if we start getting fast, of course, we pop the spoilers. But right now, we're doing great. Alright, I'm actually gonna... can't. Bumper. Alright, well, I can't put the star on my charts program. That's okay. So we'll go there. And let you all watch it come in as we start into Khartoum, Sudan. Then we're off to Jabu. I'll have it for you in a mere... Oh, it's going to say a mere second, but it ain't going that fast. Juba. J-U-B-A. Like Cuba, but Juba. Alright, I am going to go ahead and turn the seatbelts on.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seats are in an upright position, tray tables are folded, and seat belts are securely fastened. Also, make sure all carry-on items are stowed under the seat in front of you, or in the overhead bins. Please turn off all your electronic devices until we are parked at the gate. We hope you have enjoyed the flight with us, and would like to remind you that cushions and blankets as well as parts of the aircraft are to be left in the plane. Thank you.
Don't forget that last part. It cracks me up all the time. I'll be honest. I don't remember the attendant saying that on the flight we did here not too long ago. That is hilarious. So don't take your seat cushions and blankets with you, folks. And pillows. I guess there are people that would do that, but man. Oh, that is desperate. Hang on a second, folks. Not liking the way something reads here. Should. Huh, okay. Has us at flight level 30 going into, and should be, unless maybe it's because we're not below transition level yet. But should be since transition. Anyway, I may be reading way too much in sometimes. That still cracks me up. Leave your pillows and blankets. They're not yours. They're not yours. Oh, the things we hear, folks. Okay, now how you know you're on the proper approach or descent, this green dot right here, folks, should be between here and here. We're slightly above, so not sure if that means I need to slow us a little. I can always slow us a little. See what happens the closer we get to that into the triangle. All right. So there we go, folks, coming in. Yeah, we're still slightly high. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Now, if we were, actually, yeah, I am going to a little bit. How far is the Borg? How far is the Borg from our current position, Captain? $46 miles. Okay, let's make sure we can get down to 4,000. Let's call it 16 times 3. Ooh, that ain't right. 16 times 3. Yeah, that should be okay. We should be okay. Actually, we are like 19, so I mean, so yeah, we should make it with no trouble. Now we're on the descent path. Okay. Again, over the Borg at 4,000, descending to our initial 10.5 fix at 3,000. Now you're going to hear it call 18,000. We disregard. We're going to transition, meaning we're going to keep our altimeter set standard 1012 at this point until 6,000, 7,000 feet. Then we'll get to the current
18,000 feet.
altimeter setting. And we do not have any ATC at the moment. Sounds like the Borg is coming after us, folks. And for those of you that don't know the silliness I'm having there, Star Trek The Next Generation, one of their big foes was the Borg. And I just find it funny that I finally came across an intersection named Borg. Now, if we don't make 4,000 by there, which is what I definitely do want, we'll do a 360. Looks still like we're gonna make it, so now we do still adhere to the 10,000 foot 250 rule, meaning crossing 10,000 feet we will slow to 250. You can do that now if you want. I'm actually gonna bring us down to 240 here in a second, and I may have to take over our descent as well. At 11,000, she should start coming up on the descent. Man, are we coming down? First, I thought that said 7,800 feet a minute. It's 21. I was like, holy mackerel, we're falling out of the sky. Alright, we should begin to see our speed drop to 250. If not here, by that magenta dot we're going over. If not, we do it. Right, we are slowing. 10,000 means
feet.
still not in transition. We're very close, so I may set it. And like I said earlier, you could now click, so long as you have control of the speed, come to the perf page, click activate approach phase. If you don't, and you're in the where you've got the dot here, it's going to slow it to F speed, and F speed at this point would be dragging 143 the whole way in. No thank you. Alright, we're going to go ahead and kill the music because I'll forget if I don't. We're going to get ready to set up for the approach. Let's go LS. Constraints. Same thing over here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it down to 20. And we're ready for the approach, folks. "25 miles out." Again, folks, if you've new to the channel, new to the stream, you know what? I'd love you to hit follow. That way we could see you on our next flight, here when we stream it, or the next one we post over at YouTube if you click subscribe. But folks, we would love to see you on each and every one of our flights. So please hit that follow button. Okay. I just need 10:15. All right, we're still good on the numbers. And until I see the runway, we keep it on approach. And I'm going to go ahead and begin slowing us up. Okay, we're still a good 15, 16 miles out. Set our auto brakes to medium. Getting ready to start bringing flaps in. Okay, we're on localizer. You can see it's green, good to go. Glide slope's still blue, so we're waiting for it to start down its journey here. Which it will start here in a minute. Flaps.
2500.
Okay, let me arm up my spoilers while we continue to slow. I think I've got the runway in sight. Flaps 3. And 135.
Gear down.
Flaps full. Okay, folks, definitely have the runway in sight. Showing 6 miles out. Khartoum traffic, Qatar 572, type Airbus 320, fully established, runway 36, landing Khartoum. We got a 5-mile run in, folks. On glide path, on speed. Wind just about down the runway, it looks like.
$1,000.
1000.
Working our way in. Get over here and get stable.
500.
500.
Okay, we're stable now. Okay.
400.
400.
Okay, landing stable.
100 above. 300.
300.
On the visual.
Minimum. 200.
200.
Ride slow.
100.
100.
50.
50. 40. 30.
20. Retard
20.
5.
Oh, oh, easy, girl, easy. There we go.
5.
10.
All right, we'll just keep her idle. Coming out. Not gonna make that first taxiway. Welcome to Khartoum, folks. Oh, might make this. All right, here we go. Not sure where the terminal is, to be totally honest with you folks. Come off, scour where we're at. And I guess I'm gonna have to get a parking chart because I have no idea where we're at. Oh, pretty much anywhere. Got it. Where's the terminal? Nothing wants to claim to be the terminal. Got it. Alright, so basically, like I said, anywhere we want to go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is come back here. Let's just push these down, pull those up. Right. Need to break plans. Yeah, let's go ahead just to be safe. We'll head on down this way. Alright, and taxi, flaps are zero, spoilers, de-arm transponder, and radar to standby. Alright, and waiting for the APU. Flap is open. I just chose this spot, folks. Alright, so obviously it's outside boarding. So instead of the gate configuration, we'll use stairs. Okay, brakes are set. Final checks of the day. Parking brakes on, throttles okay. Are we available? Yes. Bleed air on. Okay. Okay, and then go to the baggage. And there we go, folks. We have arrived. Let's take a look here at what we did. First, 286 feet a minute by Mac Air. Not bad at all. Close that up. But more importantly, let's see how Sim Toolkit fared here. There, we found it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the X-Pilot. Alright, so looking at Sim Toolkit, 323 feet a minute. There's our flight. Some quick details about it. Landing speed a little off, so we know where some of the issue on the landing was. I think it's I overflared again, but according to this, we're still in the landing zone. But we're way over here on the right-hand side. Alright, again, those of you not familiar with what you're seeing runway-wise, where the blue dot is, that line, that's your actual threshold. Threshold stripes here, and then the striping you see going down is every 500 feet. Okay, very simple, very easy. We landed 2,600 feet roughly down the runway, almost 30 feet to the left side or right side. Runway itself 9,700, almost 9,800 feet long. Is that all bad? No. Is that all good? No. Mediocre, I'll call it. Landed at 323 a minute, gives you what your heading should have been, what mine was. Pitch a little too much. Matter of fact, we'll watch if we get lucky and see if we see a tail strike. Don't think so. I think I just overflared and then let it come down easier. Alright folks, so let us see if we can see this. I'm going to come over here, move, remove, move, and remove. Alright, so we should be sitting with a buttoned up aircraft on APU, should be able to do a replay of it now. Let's see what happens. We may end up getting a restart. And if that's the case, we'll call it for the day then. Let's see what happens. Oh, I forgot to come off. Well, that's what happens if you forget to come off VATSIM. It kicks you off. Oh well. Alright, well, the good thing is we are going to get to see it. So let's go back. Let's get some appropriate music. And let's see what we can learn. Obviously high over the threshold. You can already see we're already off the center line. Actually, not bad recovery, but oh well. You know, it's not a bad landing, folks. Yeah, overflared. That's one of the things I do a lot. Well, folks, welcome to Khartoum. Pretty decent arrival, landing. Overall, not bad. Kind of now wished I'd have turned south instead of going north because that makes it a longer taxi. Alright, so we've seen several versions of this landing. The last one we're going to look at is how it was from the tower. Sometimes we can see it, sometimes we can't. And in this case, we're not going to be able to. Alright folks, you know what, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We'll do the Jubba flight another day, maybe a little later today, I don't know, but I got to get a couple things done here, so I'm going to call the stream here, and forgive me folks, yeah, we're going to go ahead and set up for the end. Folks, I want to thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike. It has been a pleasure, like always, just getting everything back in place. Folks, I hope you all have a great weekend. We will try, well, not try, we will be back at it Monday. Maybe with the Queen of the Skies, we'll see what we come up with. But for now, folks, let's go ahead and wrap this up in a nice bow. Call her finished, and if time permits tonight or a little later, we'll come back, do the second leg. For now, folks, you all have a great day. God bless, and if you can, remember our verse of the day. Hang on a second. God looks down from heaven on the children of man to see if there are any who understand, who seek after God. That's from the Psalms 53, verse 2. God bless you all. Have a great weekend.